Welcome back to the Top Step. It is time for the San Juan Seltzer interview, and I've got none other, my good mate. I work with him every day. You know him, you love him, you see him on the games, and he's got a brand new show that we're going to dive into right now. It's Brad Adam. Brad, welcome back. Welcome back to the show, by the way.
This is big for me, Ryan. This is the first time
You're very lucky.
I'm on by myself. I'm very lucky. By myself, a solo guest. You normally book me with others because I'm not a big enough name to get on the Top Step by myself. But Goldie must not be available, so here I am, baby.
He's not available. Too expensive. No, listen. Was that not fun?
I get paid for this?
A couple of these. There you go.
A couple of seltzers. Bring them to T-Mobile, buddy. We'll call it even. Nice.
Hey, but no, did you not have fun though? Didn't we not have fun at the end of the season last year? That was a blast. That was good times. Good. We did 2 episodes, by the way. It was fun.
Exactly. We had so much good stuff. We had to have 2 episodes.
That's right. We had some Aussie trivia, by the way, and I'm going to quiz you too. You're not getting out of the How to Speak Australian segment at the end of this. Okay. I've got a good one for you, which it ties into what I want to talk to you about right now, and that is your new golf show, Fairways and Fastballs. It came out on Monday. It's awesome because,
thank you.
And I said this before you came on, that when I first got to the States, being a minor leaguer, everyone played golf. And I'm like, I don't have golf clubs, and I'm not very good, as you. Actually, let's keep that.
No.
We'll keep that secret. Maybe
you notice I haven't asked you to be on the show.
Yeah. I haven't got the ask yet. Maybe if Goldsmith comes on. But no, man. But you know what? It's a couple of things on that. Number one, I'm like, man, baseball players absolutely love golf. Like, they love it. And 2, they're really good. Like, for the majority, right? They're all studs, right?
Some are good. They're all competitive, so it's kind of fun to play with them when it's not their main sport and they don't maybe play it a lot, during the season too. Right. So you see the frustration because they're like, I'm a professional athlete. This ball's not even moving. I can't hit this one the right direction and stuff. So, but what I get out of it, and I hope the viewers do too, Ryan, is it's not just a golf show. I mean, yes, we're playing golf, but we're interacting, we're chatting, I'm asking them questions, some baseball related, some golf related. And then we're just kind of acting like you and your buddies would be playing around a golf. A lot of smack talking, a lot of making fun of this guy, a lot of celebrations for good shots. It's just, it kind of shows them in a different light, I think. I think people can relate to the golf side more than the baseball side because nobody can play baseball like them. Right. We can all play golf. We hit it in the water. Guys on the show hit it in the water. We're like, hey, I do that. Yeah, that makes sense. I like that. So it kind of, humanizes them, kind of makes them like one of us. And it's just, stories are fun. It's just, it's a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to doing more too.
So it debuted on Monday. And you had the first episode, we had Magian, one of the Mariners hitting coaches, Manny Acta as well.
Manny Acta. El Rey, king of the par threes. You'll find out if you watch the show. He's king of the par threes. For whatever reason, he dominates, according to him, dominates par threes. That's his wheelhouse, man.
I'm about to watch it now. I've seen the trailer for it, and he's going hard on that on that golf cart. And you also I want to give a big shout out to Pro Golf Discount. Because they've got, and there's some footage here, you got some other players who, by the way, Logan was on the show, but this is the IL stint. We're going to show that very soon. He's got a nice little swing, 6'6", but Pro Golf have got the simulator there.
Yes. So that was really cool to do that was way back in April, like you mentioned, before he got hurt. So people realize that he's not playing golf right now.
He wishes.
Yeah, so the weather was bad, so Pro Golf, nice enough to let us go inside their store there in Bellevue, get on the simulator. They've got a pro in there, Joe the Pro. The guys took a lesson. He helped out Logan quite a bit just like that, which was kind of fun to see. Mitch Garber, boys, he got a swing. Can he hit it? Ooh, man.
Really?
So we played. We have our 3-hole challenge every show as well. So we played 3 holes. We dialed up Pebble Beach on the simulator, got to play that. Watch the show, you'll find out why. So we're waiting on that one until Logan gets back from the IL. I don't want to confuse people or have him playing golf while he's hurt. So when he is back, that show will air, and that one's a lot of fun. But Pro Golf, shout out to them. Golf Discount, clubhouse.com is another place, their website, where if can't go in studio, get clubs delivered right to your door. So yeah, very cool show.
Yeah, big thanks to them too for being a part of it. And I got to ask you this, because when I was playing and you'd be on the road and you'd put all your suitcases out, you start a road trip, and there's like literally half the team. You see half the team with the golf clubs, but then I'd walk past, I'd see I'd see the name tag, Brad Adam I'm like, here we go. He's got the sticks. So you traveling, being out with the team, there's got to be some guys you've played with in the past, whether it's on the road or at home or wherever, that are memorable for you. Who are some players that you've played with that you're like, man, first of all, and look, Brad, you're around these guys and you have such good rapport with all these players, which is it's great that you're hosting the show. You had good rapport with me when I was playing. I remember it was so easy to talk to you and everything else. I wasn't hitting the golf course because I didn't want to embarrass myself. Sure. But do you have memories of something that sticks out to you that you're like, first of all, two things. Number one, they're a stud golfer and I remember this game. Or two, you're like, man, I can't believe I'm sitting here playing golf with this human being right now.
Yeah, I've had a couple of those moments. On the road, it's kind of the place for guys to get away and to play, especially on an off day. My wife always says, hey, take the clubs, play as much as you want on the road, because when you come home, you're not playing. And guys are kind of like that, right? I mean, especially guys who have families, so like an off day at home, pretty rare. You're not going to just go out and be able to spend 5-6 hours on a golf course. So the road is kind of, you're right. I mean, then we'll get, 3 groups sometimes, 12, 14 players to get out there and play. I've been really fortunate to be able to play with coaches, managers, players. I really enjoy, seeing guys get into golf and get that passion for golf and get hooked, like a Taiwan Walker. Was a guy who got really into golf and wanted to play all the time and would set it up and this and that. And he could hit it a mile. He was a lot of fun to play with. And we have Wade Miley join us too, another pitcher. It's always the pitchers, Ryan, that have the time, right?
Exactly. Absolutely. It's definitely a more pitcher orientated. That's for sure.
True. But I would say like the big names to get on some really, really like nice courses. And with the Mariners hook up with some of the players or some of the coaches can kind of get us on some nice courses, which are really nice. But fortunate enough to play with Ichiro and kind of watch him get into it, because he didn't play while he played baseball much. So towards the end, he really started getting into golf, and that was fun to watch. You can imagine some of the fashion choices he'd wear on the golf course.
I didn't even think of that. But hey, listen, I had Mike Cameron on last week, and he told a really good story. If you haven't watched it, go back and watch it.
Okay, about each.
He kind of threw him under the bus, because you're being very nice now about Ichiro, because we all know he's a Hall of Famer, obviously.
Oh.
But on the golf course, first of all, he plays right-handed. What is up with that?
Plays right-handed, hits the ball pretty well. He's got no real short game. Like a lot of the guys who don't play, they've got no 100 yards and in. Chipping, putting, wedge game. That's how you score in golf. That's how I like to call it old man golf. That's how
you sneak in.
Still compete, exactly. Because those guys are bombing it way past me, and I'm just like just getting it to the green, and maybe making a par putt. But again, the competitiveness, the nature takes over, right? Ichiro's like, hey, can you help me? What am I doing this or that? How come the ball's not going this way? So he wants to learn, and he went back to Japan and he took lessons and he played a lot. So it's fun to watch those guys get into it, and probably the playing with Ken Griffey Jr. is like an experience, right? Because first it's junior, and then, you're playing some nice course, he set up something pretty special. So I've been fortunate enough to play with him a little bit on the road, which has been fantastic, but it's always kind of fun too, when you get an off day and you get, like 2 or 3 groups to go out to a course, and we all play, and then we kind of, have lunch after, kind of hang out and just chat about this, that, some games going on here and there. So it's a really fun way to spend an off day on the road, not much to do. And for me, I love golf, to be able to play and to play with those guys and see them and get to know them better off the course. That's what, as you know, it helps us in our job with them talking baseball, if you have that better relationship with them.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so that's been very, very, beneficial for me. I'm very fortunate to do that.
I actually played with Griffey in spring training. Not bragging.
How'd that go?
But okay. Well, I played with him and Mark Lowe, right? And I breezed over
a good
this.
One too.
He's really good. I breezed over this story in the opening segment, but so I know that you've played some epic courses with Griffey, and it's set up nice as it would be, right? You're playing with Ken Griffey Jr. The guy's got a statue out there.
We're not going to the local Muni.
No, right,
yeah,
exactly.
It's going to be a nice course.
Oh yeah. Well, the time I played with him, it was kind of like last minute, right? So we're down at spring training, and Mark's like, "Hey man, you want to play golf?" I'm like, he goes, "Oh, me and Griffey." I'm like, yeah, and so in my head, I'm like, I'm not good.
Wait, is it back when you were playing?
Back when I was playing.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, and so I was like, I've got to go play. And then on the drive over, I'm like, okay, I know Mark's really good, but he's a buddy of mine, right?
Yeah.
And Griffey, like, I'm not saying we're teammates and we're close, but not like me and Mark. So I'm driving over. And the whole drive, I'm like, what did I just step into? Because I know he's going to rip me. You know what I mean? Like, I know he's going to make fun of me the minute I get on the... And so and he's got these sick clubs too. Like, they're all custom. And they
always. Yeah. Like a new set every year for him. Yeah.
Right. And it's like this swingman, whatever logo. It's so cool. And I get out there with I think someone these were hand-me-down clubs. I remember Chris Stelling gave them to me. And I'm like, dude, they don't fit me at all.
Right.
And as soon as I roll in, he's ripping me about the clubs. He goes, dude, what are they? And then we get up on like the tee. He goes, here, dude, I hit a ball off the tee. Ball just shanks, whatever. Mm-hmm. And he goes, here, try this. He gives me his driver. I'm like, oh my God, I got Ken Griffey Jr.'s driver. He goes, try this, man. And
don't break it.
He's trying to give me a tip. Whack, hit this ball, just slice the daylights out of it. He goes, give me that back. And after that, I was just like, oh God, okay, at what point, at what hole is this frustration going to set in with me, with him? But I'm there with Ken Griffey Jr. I can't, I'll just sit there and drive the golf cart. I don't care. It's a blast. It's awesome. It's epic. So, it's... Go ahead.
Yeah, that's the fun part too is like the going back and forth and making fun of. And he's a good one to kind of need a little bit,
Yeah.
So yeah, he's a lot of fun to play with and very, very gracious. Like I said, let you use his clubs. We've played a few times, and I keep trying to like pay for lunch, but he never lets me. Same with Ichiro. They never let me pay for lunch. I'm like, I don't try too hard, Ryan, but I
know you don't. Come on.
Like,
you got the alligator on.
Yeah. Well, it's on the bag. I can go get it. Or you got it? Okay. All right. I'll get next time.
Are you really trying to offer to buy lunch? Come on. There's no way with
I'm trying, but they're not going to let me. They're very, very kind.
That's awesome. Is there anyone that stands out to you that's just sneaky good that you would never think that's like, man, he is like a stud player that you've played with?
Sneaky good. That's a good question. Charlie Furbush is a good player. He hits the ball a mile.
Does he?
Lefty.
Sneaky
and just
good. Okay.
Gets after it. I mean, he's got a John Daly backswing. I mean, it hurts my back just watching him. He's way back and just whips it through. He's another guy really into it. Fun to play with. Wow, I'm trying to think some sneaky good guys. That would be one I would think of. I mean, Lowe's good. Good one. I'm sure some of the coaches I played with are pretty good. Manny Act is a lot of fun to play with. You watch the first episode with Manny, and you're like, I want to play with that guy.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Fun, energy, having a good time.
I want to see this Furbush backswing now. Are you going to have him on the show?
I am. Yes. Maybe twice because, and this is maybe when I call you in because I'm doing one on former Mariners. So you might get a call if a couple drop out. Yes. And then the Mariners have their CF tournament on June 2nd.
That's right.
Their cystic fibrosis tournament. Mm-hmm. And we're going to try to do a show around that, make that a Fairways and Fastballs show too, because you get a lot of Mariner alumni and pump up the CF tournament. So if you're playing in that, there's a chance we'll get you on too.
Well, the pressure's on now, man.
Exactly. But hey, a dream one for me, would be like in August when Ichiro goes in after he's gone into the Hall of Fame. He's back. They've got an Ichiro weekend. Yeah. And I know that all the Hall of Famers are back, like Cammy, Buhner, Jr. I mean, if I can get those, that's like the dream scenario. So I've got some asks out to those guys. So we'll see. We're hoping. And I want to get Dan Wilson too.
Look, if you get Ichiro, Griffey, Edgar, and then me, I mean, what a show.
I like how you try to sneak yourself in there. Yeah. Or just like, one or two of those guys,
like,
right?
How come there's 2 carts sitting here? I'm like, hey, guys. I'm just...
just your own little cart?
Yeah.
Beep, beep, hey. So so the first year we're trying to kind of establish kind of a way to get these guys in during the season, because a lot of golf shows, and we've thought about it for years, and I'm glad you kind of pushed us to do it this year, Ryan. It was like off season, you can kind of do it because a lot of guys live in Arizona, right? Uh-huh. But then it's like how you get there, this and that. During the season would be better, but then there's a lot of logistic challenges. Yeah. So we're just seeing kind of what works, and so we're trying to do 1 episode a month during the season. So trying to get 6. October, maybe we can do another one, like a Dan Wilson, John Olerud's around. I know he'd love to do it. So. Just get it out there.
All right, Brad. So we get a chance. We watch this team. It's been an interesting start. It's been a good start, really good start for the team. They won the 9 straight consecutive series. Obviously, the Blue Jays snapped that. What are you seeing from this team that has stood out to you so far? And you're down by the dugout, by the top step of the dugout.
Top step.
But what's really stood out to you watching this team from your angle?
I think for me, like a lot of people, the questions coming in were about the offense. And we've seen it struggle the last couple of years, and the Mariners did not do, a whole lot to upgrade it in the offseason. So you're wondering, like, is this going to be the same thing, really good pitching and struggle to score runs? Well, we've seen the offense be, top 5 in baseball, which nobody saw they were going to be that good. I thought maybe, guys could bounce back, like a J.P. Crawford would bounce back. Some other guys have – you see Randy for a full year, Robles for a full year, maybe Julio gets off to a better start. So you're thinking there's some chances, right, that these guys do something. Polanco was, another guy you hope to bounce back. But this has been unbelievable to have the offense like this. And the keys, again, it's the approach, right? It's taking the walks, it's getting on base, it's stealing, and they're hitting homers. So they're off to a really good power start as well. So that's been really fun to watch. I mean, scoring 5 runs a game, even with Ryan pitching, 5 runs, he's pretty safe. Even, so you couple that with, I know the starters have struggled, but once they kind of get rolling, I think get some guys back. If this offense can even keep up close to this pace, I think that the West is wide open. And I think they're the best team right now in the West. So it's been really fun to watch the offense and the approach, and everybody kind of contributing. That's kind of been fun too to watch.
I love it too. If I was pitching, I would go. I'd give up 4, go 5 and dive, and then see ya.
Up to you, boys.
Get the little W.
We got the lead. Yeah, try to
just
get
give
that
up
W.
hard contact. Weasel my way out with a 4 spot. 5. See ya. W.
W.
Man, he's won 10 games. Yeah.
Well, look at this guy. 10-2 with a 5.
Oh my God! I'm not going to keep just burying myself here, but I will say this: you make a good point, man. Like a couple things, the pitching hasn't gotten going just yet. Kirby and Logan Gilbert are coming back very soon, and people ask me, or people don't ask me, but they bring this up all the time. It's like the offense is being carried without Julio needing to carry him. You know how like last year it's like, once Julio gets going, all of a sudden this offense gets going. He's getting really, really close. And so you think about he's got a good little, supporting cast with him right now. I mean, with everything that everyone's doing. And Julio's getting really close, man, to being that guy that every time he comes up, that something's going to happen. But the pitching, man, I still think that when you get into late May, June, July on, pitching is going to be the narrative here, man. You're going to look back when the team gets to the playoffs and say, oh, yep, well, they had the best pitching. Even though it's not the case a month and a half in or whatever.
Yeah, no, I agree, because they're just too talented, too good to not be one of the top rotations in baseball. And I know that Kirby is just raring to get back, and Gilbert the same thing. We'll figure out Bryce Miller a little bit too, but Hancock has filled in nicely. Logan Evans has done a nice job filling in. So yeah, there's no worry at all about this rotation. I think that they might need another arm in the pen, and they might get that maybe at the deadline. Looking ahead, but I think you're right. I think this team is still built around pitching and defense, and I think we'll see that. Come this year for sure.
For sure. We'll be talking about that once it's all said and done. You are right next to the dugout. And I know you weren't there that much last year, but you were still around the dugout. And I always talk about this, man, and you never hear a player who gets to the playoffs and say, hey, what was different about your team? And they say, oh, well, we didn't have a really good clubhouse, or we didn't have much, they all say, man, we had a great clubhouse, man. We had that team chemistry. What do you see in the dugout from your angle when you're down there next to the dugout each and every night?
Well, what stands out to me is being down there. I don't know if the fans can see before the games when outfielders and players go out to stretch and they come in the dugout for the game, and the pitcher comes into the game. There's always the starting pitchers who aren't obviously pitching. Greet everybody with a handshake, and everybody has a unique handshake. And then they go in the dugout, and it's the same. And I'm watching it every night, and the guys do the same hand. Everybody has their own unique handshake. I'm saying so guys have to know what is it, 26, and then how many coaches are there? Like over 30 handshakes, and so they do that each and every game before the game, which is really cool for me to see. They root for each other. It's almost like Little League too, because you can hear them talking, and it's kind of like what you imagine, or what fans do at Little League game. You're like, hey, come on now, come on, Cal, let's get one here. Come on, Cal. And you're like,
awesome.
You guys say that too? It's like, yeah, they do. And when they homer, they get the trident, and everybody throwing seeds at everybody and having a good time. It's just, there's a cohesiveness, and I think that starts with Dan Wilson. I think he's a really good communicator. I think his attitude and how he understands that. Every game is important, yes, but it's a long season, and you can't put too much emphasis on today and not on tomorrow. So I think he's very even keel, and I think the players kind of feed off that. It's just they're playing kind of loose and free and enjoying itself and having fun. So I think that it's been fun to watch, and certainly me in the dugout on road games, watching these guys and how they get along. And you're right, that goes a long way, because it's 6 months together, right? You spend more time with teammates than you do your family over the baseball season. So that's important, and they've got really good chemistry right now.
It's, man, like I've been on some bad teams, I've been on some good teams, and what happens in that little strip right there inside that dugout, it determines so much, man. Like to hear that. And to hear the handshakes, trust me, I've been on teams where some guys are trying to press for that, and it just doesn't happen because you just don't have that chemistry. So that's good to hear. But no, I love that vantage point. I mean, I'm not real keen on bringing you on during the game and having conversations because I fall asleep half the time. But
I know, but I throw it back to you in the booth. What? I'm sorry,
it was good.
What'd you say? Yes.
No,
yes.
Hey, we've had a couple good ones. In Boston, you had the big bat boy, or the ball boy who's standing in front of you. But that was he a security guard? What was he? It was something standing in front of you.
It was the bat boy, who was in Everett.
No, it wasn't the bat boy. That was in Cincinnati. I'm talking about when I was there in Boston.
Yeah.
No. At Fenway Park, you had some dude Jack who's like blocking your
Luca.
shot.
He was security. Luca, my guy Luca. Yeah. He had his helmet on. I'm like, dude, you get every foul ball that comes our way. You're the first line of defense. Luca, just.
I'm jealous, man.
In the weight room. Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. I am jealous every time I go. Oh, let's go to Brad, or when Jen's down there too, and I'm like, oh man, I want to be down next to the fellas, trying to give them a high five. Hey guys.
Good hit. Nice job.
Yeah.
Nice job.
Hey, listen. All right, I've kept you for too long. I'm super excited for Fairways and Fastballs, man. It's going to be a blast.
Yeah, and shout out to my youngest daughter. Came up with a name.
She
like
did.
That.
She did.
Yeah, we were talking about names. She's like Fairways and Fastballs. And I'm like,
hey, well, I do have to give. I do have to give a shout out to my wife too, because she's the one all January. She's like, Well, not all January. Sorry, we got to the January.
Yeah.
But all off season, she's like, Brad, you got to
do a golf show.
Brad's got to do a golf show because I kept saying, oh, Brad thinks he's good at golf and all this. And she's like, he's got to do a golf show. She goes, that's where the guys hang out because, her brother played, she knows.
Right.
And I was like, man, that's amazing idea. So she did, she was pushing me to try and push you to get out there and bring some cameras with you. All right. Before you go, you're not getting out of this. It's time for How to Speak Australian. Brought to you by the Kangaroo and Kiwi. It's quiz time. Now, last year I did quiz you, and you failed miserably. You failed.
I did better than Aaron. I did okay. Aaron failed miserably.
There was a couple. Okay. You can go back and watch it. It's pretty miserable. But listen, I'm going to keep it in your wheelhouse. All right? I'm going to ask you. This is a quiz. Now, if you're playing at home, you can go to @thetopstep TV and give it a red hot crack if you're a golf fan or not. You can Google it. I don't care. Brad, you're not allowed to Google it. Don't go tapping away here. All right. How to Speak Australian, brought to you by the Kangaroo and Kiwi Pub. We have got a golf question, Australian golf question. Who is the highest earning Australian golf player or golfer of all time? Is it? I'm going to give you highest earning PGA Tour golf earnings, to be specific, right? Is it?
I guess.
Okay, I've got multiple choice here. Is it Jason Day? Is it Jeff Ogilvy? Is it Adam Scott? Is it Stuart Appleby? Or is it Greg Norman?
Ooh.
Shark.
I think just because those guys played earlier and the purses weren't nearly as big, it's either going to be Day or Adam Scott. I'm going to go Day.
I don't know if I can watch your show. That's incorrect.
Scott?
It's Adam Scott.
It is Scott. I knew it was one of the two.
Come on. No, I'm kidding. Very close.
Pretty close, though.
Adam Scott, $63 million in earnings. Jason Day, $56 million. Okay. Now, I do have one little kicker here for you, though, because I had to clarify.
Feel bad for those guys. That's all they have. That's all they've made.
I know. Well, hey, listen to this. Don't feel bad for this guy. When I first looked at this, Greg Norman, total earnings $500 million plus
off the course.
Of, success in the Greg Norman, like the Shark, he's got the apparel, the golf design, the wine, the whole kit and caboodle. So, Greg Norman, don't feel too bad. He only had the tour earnings for Greg Norman was he was, let me just pull it up real quick. He had, I'm trying to find it, 14.5 mil. So the prize money, I'm guessing, because he was the man, the Shark. I mean, he was
the best, number one. Some say he was the best driver of all time.
Really?
Tee shot driver, best driver of golf of all time.
What does that mean? Does that mean when you're hitting it off the tee?
Yeah, tee shot with his driver. We got to dumb it down for you a little bit.
All right, Brad, this has been fun, man. I appreciate it. At Fairways and Fastballs, you can catch Brad, Adam, and all your favorite former Mariners coaches, everyone around the Seattle Mariners on the golf course, having some epic chats, epic laughs, and making fun of Brad playing golf, apparently.
Yeah, I got to keep the golf game up because it's pressure because now I'm setting everything up, Brian, and it's like, oh, wait, I got to go play, too. It's like, geez. Pressure.
Yeah, you're on camera.
You're on camera. The 3-hole challenge, at the end, a big competition. Yes. So a lot at stake, a lot of fun on Root Sports. Fairways, Fastballs. Try to hit one.
That's right. I'm going to look for my invite with some of the Hall of Famers too. Awesome, Brad. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Anytime. Happy to do it, Ryan.
Awesome.
Happy to be on Top Step, the best.
Awesome.